The topic of this workshop is relationship, and our first speaker is Barb T. Please help me welcome Barb T.
Hi family, I'm at it called Barb.
Hey Barb.
I just do better at a meeting. I can't stay. This stuff makes me nervous. I'm not sure if everybody's going to be able to hear me, but I'm glad I'm not standing behind that podium because you really won't be able to see me. You'll be seeing my eyebrows going up and down. But I want to thank God for allowing all of us to be here today. I want to thank the committee. I want to thank Danny for making that Dauphine call to me because I was asked to share on Friday by Josh, and then I get a call from Danny, like with the whole situation that that changed. So here we are. But I want to it's just an honor. It's just an honor to be here because I was part of this convention for a long time. 29 years of it, and I still remember my first convention coming here, and last year I came here, and I didn't want to come here because I lost my mother, right? So the topic is relationships, so we're going to talk about different type of relationship. This ain't going to be the type of relationship just me and my hubby, so the topic relationship, all the meetings always get packed, so it's going to be a little twist in it. But last year I didn't want to come because I lost my mom, but I wanted to see my friends. I wanted to see my friends that from out of town, people I haven't seen, and be around the people that were there for me when I lost my mother, because you guys were there for me, and it was hard, So when I got here, I was everybody's like hugging me and all that, so I was like bawling. And then there was that came up to me and hugged me and say, "How's your mom doing?" So I would lose it all over again, because they didn't know, and and then the same thing this year. Because it's the same thing around this year, and I'm like, I really don't want to go, I just want to go and say hi to my friends from out of town, and then leave, and then God did His thing. Danny, Josh called, and also I have a newcomer in my life. This is her first experience at a convention. So I wanted her to enjoy this and get to experience it like I did, and that's part of, relationships, right? But I also wanted to say real quick, because I want to get this out the way, for those that our buddy Johnny Rags, he was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to come here, because I wanted to see him, and he wasn't coming because he's, fighting an illness, and he can't be around a whole bunch of people right now. So he said to me, "Could you do me a favor? Could you let them know that, I was part of this convention, right? Back in the day when we was part of the committee, and we had so much fun. It wasn't chaotic, it was just fun. It was, a little bit, but it was just fun, and so I'm passing on the message." He said to please keep him in your prayers. His name is Johnny Rags, and and I said, sure, absolutely. That's all you want, So I needed to share that, and and that's part of Narcotics Anonymous. And it's part of relationships, because me and him build a relationship, a good friendship. And when you come around here, you stick around for a long time, you're going to meet some good people. And you're going to build some relationships around here. And it's going to be meaningful, and people have come and gone, and it's just people that stick to your heart. And he's just one of those. They just stuck to my heart. And I'm forever grateful for that. But like I was saying, I want to thank God for Narcotics Anonymous. I want to thank God for the relationships that I built here. I want to thank God for my sponsor. You know, I want to thank God that He was very patient with me. You know, because when I first came here, I wasn't easy peasy. You know, I didn't trust the women. I just didn't want to, I didn't want to build a relationship with women. I just wanted to, hang out with the guys because I grew up with so many brothers, so I just knew how to hang out with guys. That's all I knew, I didn't have any sisters growing up. It was me and my mom, and then my little sister came along later on, So coming around here and building relationship with women has been like the biggest gift for me, because there's some great women in here. There's some great friends in here that I have that I hold dearly to my heart. And Diane, God rest her soul, for those who don't know her, she was my old sponsor. She was one of the biggest relationships that I built with her, and because I didn't have one with my mom. So when I came around and she became my sponsor, that was like one of the biggest relationships that I was able to build here, but was with her, because she was the one that helped me put those walls down, because I wasn't letting nobody in. I was like, you're not hurting me, and I was always told that don't trust the women. So I was always told that. So you know what? I was, being like Spanish, and you look, shady. I'm not talking to you, And and then coming from the streets, and I lived in New York, and I lived in Florida. So just living in the projects, you just didn't trust nobody. For me, So I had to do some changing, and I had to commit to my recovery, and that's why it's important for you to have a sponsor. That's why it's important for you to commit to your recovery and commit to doing some step work, because that's where you're going to see the change. That's where you're going to see, like, wow, I'm really talking about me here. That's when you're going to, grab the pen and paper and start writing about you, because that's the first relationship that you got to work with, is with yourself. Because that's what I was told. See, because I was always looking for somebody else, and a guy, and this, and an item, some shoes, some, lipstick, anything else, but, not looking, not working on me. So once I started working on me, I saw things start to change. I don't know if you ever heard that saying that says, if you don't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? So, I always heard that, and I was like, wow, I had an aha moment, and like I knew that I had to do some work on me, because I know that in order for me to have good relationships, in order for me to continue to stay married, I had to work on me, and I had to work on some issues. So I thank God for all kinds of relationships. I thank God for the relationship that I got to fix with my kids. I love my kids to death. I love my kids to death. I will give my life up for my kids, and like, and it was hard, because I don't know about you. I don't know about you if you have kids and there was issues or whatnot, but my kids, every now and then, they remind me of shit, and like, and I'm like, okay, but that was like, 30-something years ago, right? And okay, if you want to feel like that, okay, and like, and it's a blessing that we did some work. It's a blessing that we did some work. I get to have a relationship with my grandkids. It's a blessing. And, and I look at them like, I'm like, wow, if I would have continued living the way I was living, I would have never met these two. And got another one coming. That's a whole nother topic. But anyway, so, and building a relationship with my grandkids, it just gives me another chance to, to do some things that, I really didn't do with my kids, and like, and they're getting older, so I enjoy being with them, in the relationship with them and me, it's like so special, like it's no other, and like, when they come over, I spoil them. My son said, well, you never spoiled us. And, see, it's always a little reminder, And, like, one day the phone rang, and it was my son. He's like, my kids want, like, letters for their pancakes, because when they came over, I said, I'm going to make you an M. I'm going to make you an N, So my son calls me. He's like, you never made us letters with pancakes. I'm like, you know what? They're special. I said, you want a freaking pancake with a ladder? Come over. I'll make you a pancake with a ladder. You know, and like, you know, it's like, okay, I just wanted to, you know, let you know that. I'm like, well, thank you for thanks for sharing that story. You know, because I thought he was going to say, you only gave us some Apple Jacks, some Cheerios or something like that, you know. And like, you know, those little things, you know, and it just fills my heart up, you know, when I do that kind of stuff. You know, the relationships that I had, I got a time for just, you know, just continue to work on myself, right? Make that commitment to myself that once I start, don't stop. Because once I stop, I revert back to what I was, you know, and like, and I work too hard to, you know, work for where I'm at right now. I work too hard in my recovery, you know, and like, you know, the biggest relationship issue that I also had was with my mother. You know, and like, I was there to the end. You know, she was like one of those relationships that I had to work extra on. You know, and like, damn it, I said I wasn't going to cry because I don't think this is waterproof, so bear with me. You know, and like, it was hard, you know, and like, and thank God for step work because I was able to forgive her, forgive me, you know, and like, and not hold on to stuff no more because it wasn't easy. Believe me, it wasn't easy, you know. And I was there for her to the end, you know, and like, the one person that she hurts the most, right, was there to the end for her, you know. And I know, see, because I committed to build this huge relationship with the God of my understanding, right? That I know that, you know, they say that when you see like little miracles or little things happen, you go, why? Wow, how did that get there? Oh, well, how? Well, you know, like those little, you got to pay attention to the small stuff, like the little things, right? And like, I always know that she's like either with me, watching over me, or God always let me know that He's got my back. Always. And like, and the gentleman that spoke last night, that he was talking about, like, you know, that he, you know, that the direct connect with the God of his understanding. Sometimes I feel like I have that because I pray for something and that doesn't happen like, you know, right there and then, or an hour, or the next day, but it happens. And you know, and one of the biggest miracles that happened was that, you know, He's kept me clean through all this, through the heartaches. You know, and I didn't think about using, you know, and like, I visit my mom's grave. I go hook it up, you know, and like, cause she was one of those that her apartment was always hooked up. You go, it's, you know, clean, spotless, plants everywhere, and that's me with my plants everywhere, you know. And like, I go to a grave site and I just hook it up. And I always say, Mom, I hope you like it, you know. And like, you know, sometimes I feel crazy. I'm talking to, you know, a headstone, you know, and like, and you know, and then a little miracle happened, you know, and like, and I don't know if that was from her or for the God of my understanding, right? Because one day I went out and I went to a Sunday meeting in Berlin, and I came back and I got this rose bush that's in front of my house. And when I tell you it's dead, it's like this rose bush is dead. Okay, it looks like one of them Addams Family gardening type of that my husband said we need to take this out and like throw it in the trash, you know, because it's never gonna grow any roses. Well, I came back and there was like one rose sticking out from that dead rose bush, right? And I was like, is this my husband putting like a rose there? You know? So I thought it was plastic. So I went to go grab it and it stuck me. And I was like, oh shit, it's a real rose. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, is this like her telling me thank you? You know? And like, and I just got, you know, I didn't know how to feel. I was like shocked. You know, I was like overwhelmed. I was crying. I felt bipolar after that. I was like, oh, hey, you gonna come in, you know? And like, you know, and then I cut it, and I got a picture of her with all my plants because she's surrounded by plants because she loved plants. And I cut the rose and I put it right next to her in the vase. And I look at the picture that I have of her, and the rose looks just like the one in her head. She's got a rose like right here in the picture, and it looks just like it. So I was like, okay, so I guess you like the way I hooked up your plot, She had flowers, she had all kinds of stuff. It was beautiful. So I said, you're welcome, and I'll do it again, So those are the kind of things that happen, Those are the kind of little things that when you see, because if I was high, I would have not missed that rose. I would have said, I would have never, that rose would have died, and I would have never noticed it there. But being clean and being, able to be alert and aware, right? I was able to see that rose, and like. And every now and then I look at this bush, I'm like, we're going to get another rose? And, I'm like, I don't think so. This bush looks like it's done, like it's done. But now, I'm like, I don't want to throw it out because now it's meaning something to me. I don't want to throw it out, And like, and I want to thank God, I want to thank God for that, because I know that having faith and just believing, right? Just believing that these things can happen, right? And like, and that's just one of the stories. He don't show me so many things, It's just so many, because there's so many blessings that come, like when you stay clean and when you stay in position, right? And like when you do the right thing for the right reason, things happen, And like, and I thank God that I'm able to be there to see the miracle, witness the miracle, right? And like, coming around here and like witnessing a whole lot, and just helping someone today, just helping another recovering addict, and building a relationship with them, it just does something to my spirit, because I never want to forget where I came from. I never want to forget, when I was like not feeling well, when I was feeling like crap, or when I was feeling, down, or when I wanted to feel like using, or want to feel like acting out. You guys were there for me through all that, all the time. So I want to be visible and available for that next person, and like I was saying that, I do a lot of prayer and meditation, because me and my guys like that, because that's where I get all my answers, right? I do a lot of prayer and meditation, and I thank God for it. I thank God that I put the time into it, because not everyone likes to prayer and meditate, because you're not, some people like, get antsy, or they just don't get it, and like and I thank God that I got it, because it took a long time. It wasn't easy. I had my brother that is a big time meditation person, and he was trying to teach me this a long time ago, and I was always trying to do that, and I'm like, I can't do it, like I just, the minute I closed my eyes, I was like, I gotta vacuum, I gotta do the laundry, I gotta pay this bill, I gotta do this. I'm like, okay, now I can't do this, and then I was like, too busy to take the time to be with myself and the God of my understanding, so He can just like set the tone for the day, because I do it every morning before I go to work, and Lord knows I need to pray and meditate before I get to work, because if not, I'll lose my job. And that's why the relationship with the sponsorship comes in, because I call Bev in the morning. I'm like, Bev, can you chat? And, and our relationship, has grown through the years, like I say, I love my grandchildren, and my sponsor moved away because she wanted to be with her grandchildren. She wants to build that relationship with them, and like, yes, that all of the, the sponsor sisters and anyone, we didn't want her to leave, we was like, no, what? You're gonna sell what? You leaving? And like, and now it's her turn. She's up there or down there, wherever you are, and she's building that relationship with her grandkids, because that's what we do, and like, we gotta, not be so selfish, and like, and I can relate. Because we share stories about what she does. Like I said, listen, yours are little still. Wait until they get to the ones I have. They little selfish asses. They don't even call me no more. They don't text me. I got them phones. I'm like, I'm cutting your phone off. Why? Because you don't text me. You don't call me no more. So I get it. And like, I'm just so forever grateful for them. But, in the relationships, like I said, the relationship that I have, with my kids, the relationship that I have with my husband, like I said earlier, because if I didn't work on me, right, there will be no marriage, there will be no relationship, and for the men that are out here, married or not married, and going have a wife or a girlfriend that's going through the life changes situation. Thank you for being patient. My husband tells me all the time, when's it gonna end? When? I'm like, I don't know when. You're just gonna have to just sit there, be patient, and wait. Call your sponsor. I don't know what to tell you. That's the beauty about being in a relationship together when somebody's in the same, you get to tell them that kind of stuff. And like, and it wasn't easy, and it wasn't easy, and it took work. So they say that if you want to, to have healthy relationships with anybody, you got to hang out with people that have healthy relationships. Because if I start hanging out with, this one, that one is having all kind of chaos and cheating on that man left and right, it's going to sound really good to me because I came from that, and I don't want to activate that defect. It's not good. Trust me, it's not good. And like, so that's what I try to do. I talk to people that are in good, healthy relationships, and I stick around with that, and like I watch, and I always watch. And the gentleman that shared that about that he was over, I don't know, his sponsors or someone's house, and they was arguing, and they took that 5 minutes to you go pray and then I go pray. I was like, wow, I wonder how my husband would do that if I suggest that, I'm gonna go pray over here with my dog, and like, I'm gonna try that. And that's another thing, relationship with your pets. Hey, listen, I'm a big pet lover. I don't know about you, but I love my pets. My pets love me unconditionally. They know they're going to get treated right. They know they're going to get spoiled. They know they're there for me. Listen, when my mom passed and they sense that sadness, they don't want to leave your side. It's like they're like right up your ass. And I didn't want to push her away because she was just like right there stuck to my rib cage. I'm like, all right, I can't breathe. But, I knew the reason why. And they just love you so unconditionally. Listen, I got a relationship with my plants. It looks like a jungle in my house. Listen, this is like all part of relationships. I got a part, I talk to my plants. Oh, you look beautiful. Look at you. You're blooming. You look so green. So I'm like, if anybody would have see me talking to my plants, they think I have, an issue or something going on. But my plants are blooming and they're all green and they're gorgeous. You should see them. If you ever want a piece, come over. I'll give you a piece of plant. And the relationships that I develop in my job. The relationships that I develop, they respect me at my job. My job, I work for the county building in Atlantic City, and it's not an easy place to work for. It's just not. I see all my people out there. I see all kinds out there. I seen people that used to come around. I see people nodding. I see people using. I see the employees using. I see them all high. I see them nodding while they're filling out an application. And it's like, it's sad. But I have empathy because I could understand. Other people are like, look at, she look like a freaking hot mess. Why is she even working here? You know what I mean? And I'll be like, easy, that's my people's, you gotta be easy. They're stressed out right now. Give her a chance. Give her a chance. She'll come around, No, she looked like a straight up dope addict to me, and I'm like, well, maybe she's on medication. Just give her the benefit of the doubt here. She does work for the county government and it's stressful, and like, so I went downstairs to the first floor to visit someone that works on the first floor, and I'm walking by and I see this bulletin, right? And I walked by and I went, and I stopped and I looked. I said, oh shit, it's a meeting list in the bulletin board. I took my camera. I was like, I was taking a picture of it because I don't tell everybody that I'm in recovery in my job. I pick and choose who I, tell, people in my job. Because if I do that, They'll all be in my department. I can't deal with that. I just can't. I just can't deal with that. I got to deal with my boss and my coworker and all. That's enough, you know. But when you see someone, you know. It's like, and I'm this close to approaching a few of them, and I'm giving them like some kind of pamphlet or something, you know, and just slide it in her desk or something, you know, and like, because that's the kind of stuff that Narcotics Anonymous had taught me, you know, and like, and I love this fellowship, you know, I thank God for it because the gentleman talked about it last night. The obsession to use was lifted, and that's a gift itself, you know, just showing up. A life of life's terms, you know. Some days it ain't easy because it's not going to be like easy all the time, because I always say that it's so easy to work this program when everything's great. When everything's great, you know, God is great, the steps are great, this is great, but when stuff happens, when you lose a loved one, when someone you know that you find out they use, it like rocks your world. You know, it does something to you. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. Like when you come around here a long time, because I got clean in May of '95, you know, and I witnessed a whole lot. And I've been there a whole lot. And I've been to a lot of funerals, and I've been to some weddings. Get it? Some. Not a whole lot. You know, but I've been to a lot of funerals, and then, you know, and it's like some of our people die clean, and some die from using because they want to do one more, you know, and if it wasn't for service, because doing service keeps me clean. I'm big time involved in H&I. I love H&I. I love H&I because, you know, I get to go carry the message at the Cape May County Jail or at John Brooks Women. You know, and the first time that I went to John Brooks to go speak, I saw two girls. They're like, Barb, is that you? I was like, oh shit, I ain't seen her in so long. She said, girl, you look great. But you know they look jacked up and you don't know what to say. I'm like, girl, it's so good to see you here. When I met you, you had all these beautiful teeth. When we used to hang, you had beautiful hair. Now you're like, it's bald and you got no teeth and all that. I'm like, I'm just glad that you're here. Mm-hmm. You're in the right place. And then when you get out, you call me, you know, and or whatever, you know, because it's like it's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable, you know, and like I gotta keep praying for these people, you know. I gotta keep praying for when you go to H&I, you see some people just like at the jail. When I go to H&I at the jail, me and the sponsee went to a commitment one day, on a Monday, and this one girl was sitting there, and you know how they all cocky? Because they have a plan. Yeah. They have a plan when they get out, you know? And like, I'm like, honey, listen, I know you have a plan because I can tell because your wheels are spinning. I can see it from here, you know, but what you got to do is when you get out of here, go straight to a meeting. Yep. But a million excuses. I don't know how to get that. So you know how to get there because if you used to cop, you know how to get to the cop man. So you know how to get there. You get there, you'll get a ride home, you know. And like, you know, don't go to the playground. Don't go to see your boo. Don't go see this one. Don't go hang out with people, places, and things. And like next thing you know, she used and she died. And when I came back, I was like that. When I heard that, it broke my heart. It just broke my heart, you know, and like because this disease is no joke. It just wants, you know, it doesn't care what color, what age, you got money, you're broke, you're not. It just wants you dead, period, you know, and like that's why I'm so grateful. You know, I'm so grateful for the service that I'm in. You know, I learned that very early on in recovery. And I also wanted to pinpoint, I just wanted to say something else as well. You know, last year I have a sponsee that last year she was here with her son. And she's here this year, he's not with her. You know, so if you see her name is Carrie, she's right there with her little tie-dye hoodie on. She could use some love. Because last year she was here, she took some pictures and the banners were in the back of her. You know, and And the relationships that we build here, right, is out of love and concern. Because it's not about me, it's not just always about me all the time. It's about the next recovering addict. It's about the next person, and even if it's not outside, the fellowship, your family members. So if you're struggling with a relationship, whether it's your husband, your friend, your wife, the dog, the neighbors, work on that. Check your motives. Do what you got to do. Because you're the one that's going to reap the reward, your spirit. Because that's what we do here. We don't want to cause any more harm. We want to try to fix the situation. Because I'm about the solution today. I stay in some type of solution. I don't want to stay stuck. Because I did that for a long time. And it was very uncomfortable being stuck. So if you're new here, right, and this is your first convention, enjoy the convention. Get your spirit filled. Let somebody know where you're at if you're going through something. It may not be like a meeting, but it's a place where we come here to celebrate life because we're on miracles here. We could be doing something else on Saturday, but we're all here. We're all here celebrating life and helping each other. And that's what's up. And I was telling the young lady for her first time, said, you better get ready for Clean Time Countdown. It's going to be 1 million people screaming. We're going to be acting crazy. I said, are you okay with that? Because, some people get like, whoa, shit, where did she bring me at? I don't want her running out the door. So enjoy the convention. Get some phone numbers, get to know each other, and help one another. Because you don't know, tomorrow's not promised. We can be right here, right now, and tomorrow comes and tomorrow's not promised. But I love you all, and that's all I have.